What's up, gang? Case here with our at-home strength work for Friday, October 16th. We've got 3 rounds today, similar squat complex to what we did last week. We're just going to alter one movement and then try to go potentially heavier on our middle movement today. And then we'll superset that squat complex with a core complex. Let's start talking about squats. Cossack squat. First movement for today. Feet, sumo stance, maybe a bit wider, toes straight forward. Because this movement is more about range of motion than load, I'd rather see you guys stay light and work on that range of motion. So if that means keeping these body weight today, but that keeps my chest up, it keeps my hips square to the front, and it gives me a little more range of motion, let's select that option today versus a weighted option. If you are going to go weighted, I'd recommend trying to stay a little bit lighter on your Cossack squats than your 1 1/4 squats, which is going to be our next movement. Here's the way I want you to alter this movement today. We're going to stay low throughout these reps. So rep number 1, we'll sit down to one side, and then as we go over to the other side, we're going to stay low as we shift those hips. Try not to let your torso twist here. You still want chest to stay towards the front. This is going to prioritize those hips and glutes a little bit more. Staying low is harder than that version where we stand up tall, so just another reason to stay light in those Cossack squats. Final points there, be sure on this bending leg that this foot stays fully flat on the ground, and on that other leg we turn that toe towards the ceiling so that we're stretching out this hamstring as we get into that end range of motion. After 10 there, you'll go right into 10 1 1/4 squats. Goblet position, don't arch that neck, tuck that chin just a bit, rib cage down, all the way down to your deepest, still technically sound position, so no rounding out, no knees caving in. You'll come up just above parallel, pull yourself back to the bottom, and then stand. That's 1 rep. Above parallel, back down, stand 2. Staying active through these, not bouncing and falling back to the bottom. You want to push and pull throughout that motion. As soon as you finish rep number 10, we'll go into 10 jump squats. Push down on the air, and when you jump, push through those toes so that when you're in the air, legs are fully extended, toes pointed towards the ground. Your legs are going to burn at that point. I want you to fight through that burn and push for max jump height on each rep. We see these a lot on jump squats. People are like, well, I'm leaving the ground, so I'm getting what I'm supposed to out of that movement. But we're looking for some faster explosion, just burning that leg out a little more at the end of the set. So we want to go ahead and jump as high as we can on those 10 jump squats. Moving on to our core complex. Pike overs again this week. We're moving up reps, a couple each set. On these, if you want to make this movement harder, you can always flip your dumbbell up. That's going to make you lift your heels higher. That said, make sure it's not making you lean back. The first thing that we want out of this movement is the ability to lift our legs while keeping them long, but also keeping that chest forward. So we want hands as far forward of the hips as we can. Push through the ground with those fingertips each time you lift. Also resist that backwards lean. So as you push through the ground, lean forward a little bit as you lift those heels. After your pike overs, you'll go right into 12 pullovers, feet flat on the ground. Dumbbell starts over the sternum. Pull your ribs down. You'll feel that low back plant firmly on the ground. Keep your low back on the ground. And as you hit the bottom, I want you to squeeze even tighter through that middle. That's what ties your middle into your lats here. And that's your cue to come back to the top. You can have a slight bend in that elbow. Get to the bottom. Squeeze even tighter through the middle. And that's what starts that motion back to the top. As soon as you're done with 12 there, you'll roll into your 12 rocks. These can be bent knee rocks, arms to the side, one leg straight, arms to the side, arms overhead, one leg straight, or both legs straight. Pick the version that's going to allow you to hold that bowl position with your low back, squeeze your butt, reach long with your toes and your hands, and then to create that rock, I'm reaching for that wall with my toes, and I'm reaching for the wall behind me with my fingertips. So those hips come off the ground just a bit, and then those shoulders come off the ground just a bit, but I am keeping from swinging my arms and swinging my legs as much as possible. I'm using that long tension to help create that rock. We've got 3 rounds today. Try to stay at the same weight across on your squats, but if you overestimate or underestimate, always feel free to adjust in the middle of those sets. That'll be it for our strength work today. We'll see you guys back in a bit for our Metcon.